I'm wrapping long now, and I'll start by flashing my way around this corner, aiming somewhere around here, above and to the right of the top of this exposed brick. So somewhere around there. Run forward, bounce it off the wall, peek close to this wall so I don't flash myself. And then I'll flash the site and pretty much anybody looking my direction as I come around that corner. Okay, yeah, I can molly the mini pip by coming here, aiming right here. Right about there. No further to the right than that right there. Left is fine. Any further to the right, and then it wouldn't be popping over top of this ledge like that. It'd be too high. The molly and nade the big pit. I just come to about here where I can see this part of this tree. For the molly, I aim up to the pipe above it. For the nade, I aim down to the roof below it. For the molly, I run forward and throw immediately. For the nade, I run forward and throw before I hit the wall. Nice and easy. Okay, some mollies for the site. Molly the short plant by aiming above this mark here. Somewhere around here is fine. Perfect every time if you do it like that. And I like to back up and throw a flash if I got guys pushing up ahead of me. Because that flash goes together great with a molly like this. Because it mollies this guy off of this spot here, which is one of the only spots that's not flashed by that flash. It flashes the guys on the site, but not my guys pushing up. Or I can molly the safe plant, aiming right about here on the left side of this downspout, about the height of this mark or this mark, somewhere in there. This one's great with a flash as well if I got guys pushing up. Same reasoning. You could make it a little bit lower to get a little closer to that box too, I guess. Maybe aim right about there. Maybe go a little shorter, and maybe now it does a little better at this spot. Yeah, something like that. Okay, a couple of nades, aiming below the downspout here, somewhere around there. Bounce it off the wall, and nade this area a little bit. Or I'll aim right about here, somewhere in that area, and hit this area a little bit. Here's a spot I like to throw a lot of nades from. Sliding along the wall till I can see about half of this cross just past that corner. So I'll come to here, and I'm in the spot. If I can't see the cross because I'm smoked off, I can aim just to the left of the edge of this brick right here. So like that, come to the wall, now I'm in the spot. Okay, start with flashes. Flash for a teammate pushing up ahead of me by aiming right about here and then up to the midway point between the wires. An alternative is crouching and aiming just below the wires. This is a slightly better version, but it requires a little more accuracy. If I'm flashing for myself and not worried about teammates up ahead of me, I'll aim right there. To the right of that rafter, just below the midway point. No higher than that. So no lower than this one. Same thing with this. Or this one here for me. So this wider one hits more spots. And these narrower ones wouldn't flash my teammates. And that one I throw while crouching doesn't flash them anywhere, even back here in Moto. And by running underhanded mouse 2 jump throws, aiming just below the O, somewhere about a third of the way over or a quarter of the way over, somewhere around there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And mouse 2 jump throw after running for a little bit, tiny little bit. But if I want to do it perfectly, I can shift walk and jump throw, mouse 2 jump throw, aiming right there, and mouse 2 jump throw just after that cross leaves my screen. Just like that, and it'll be perfect every time. Just like that. And flash about as many spots as it possibly can. And one more flash from here. Just aiming about here somewhere. And jump throw. And this one is nice and safe for my guys pushing up here until they come around the corner. where the CTs would be. These spots are flashed. Same as before, it flashes everything on the site except for by the barrels here. And if this guy's playing in pit here, and he's close to that pillar, he might not be flashed also. Okay, so moving on to smokes. You can smoke the side steps by aiming right about here, the bottom of this line below the vent, and jump throw. Blocks off this side, and blocks off this side pretty much, so you can't really use that as cover against me. Shows them there's nowhere to hide in there. And to smoke off pit, just crouching and aiming right here. Just to the right of the top of this line, right about there. I can see something there. I'm crouching, aim, stand, and jump through. I don't know if you can see what I'm aiming at, but that's what I'm aiming right there. Just want to make sure you don't push it too far that direction so you never leave a gap over on this side. And so this is what pit sees. And to fight me, he's got to come up here. But there won't be a gap on this side ever. And the two of those together make a nice wall of smokes. But if I add a molly for the grave stairs, then they really got something going. I can aim from the right side of that rafter up to the wire, run forward and jump throw about the midway point between the roof and the wire. Yeah, so if I got dumb smokes up. This does not have to be perfect. There's a lot of room for error here, as you can see. Yeah, that'd be a nice wall of smokes for pushing in the site. Okay, one more molly. Just aiming on the left side of the vent, up to just below the wire. Run forward and jump throw when I get to about here. To molly the, what do you call that? The short plant behind the barrels. Or right on the barrels, just as good. One last spot I'll use to throw stuff is lining up about like this here, where I can see the edge of this gate just past that corner in front of me. So lining up about like that is good. And I'll start with the flashes again. I'm aiming right about here, then up to no lower than this, the midway point between the wires. And then jump throw. That's the team-friendly version. The one for me is just aiming on the left side of that mark, just below halfway between the wires, no higher. So team-friendly version. Me-friendly version. Same reasoning to throw either one as before. And my running underhanded jump flashes, I just aim right about here on the underside of the end. Run forward a little bit, mouse to jump throw, and push in on that. And that's nice and easy. If I want to do it perfect every time, the aim is right here. Just to the right of this spot over here, and to the right of this dash here, and to the left of that shadow there. So, and I shift walk forward and jump throw as just before the last of that gate leaves my my screen. About like that, and it's gonna be perfect every time. And one more flash from here, just aim right, just off to the left side, about that height on the shutters. That's that same flash for the yellow roof there. Yeah, same kind of deal. Flash is the same way. Okay, mollies. Molly the short plant, aiming just to the left of this vertical dash here on the roof, up to just above the wire. Run forward and jump there when I get back there. It'll land on the barrel or just past the barrel and do about the same thing. And to molly pit, I got to make sure I'm lined up and aiming perfectly. And the aim for that is right at the middle of this black mark here, right next to the downspout. As long as I'm lined up and aiming perfectly, this will work every time, nice and easy. But there's very little room for error here. So if you don't know what you're doing, do not attempt this in count. Practice it first or just ignore it. there's very little room for error, as you can see. Okay, onto the smokes. I can do the same 2 smokes, aiming right about here for the site step smoke, just below this dash and to the right a little bit, so right about there. And for the pit smoke, I'm aiming just right here, the corner of the building, just above that lower roof and below this mark above it, so right about there. That one and this one. Same 2 smokes as before.